Hello, this is Anna Lowe talking to you about my progress in April 2018. I had an incredibly busy week that I can laugh about now that it's over, but I accomplished a lot, so I was really proud. So, yeah, it's maybe kind of interesting as an insight into how an author actually works. So, I had 3 books going at the same time. Now, I wasn't writing 3 books at the same time, but working on 3. And I'll go a little bit backwards here. So I've been writing a new series called Aloha Shifters, Pearls of Desire. And I've written the first 2 books. And just recently I started writing the third. They won't launch for another few weeks, the first book, and then eventually the second and the third. But I'm getting them all ready. So I started writing the third, which is called Rebel Lion. Which means I was plotting it and writing the first chapters. I have the first 6 chapters written. So that I did most mornings and in the middle of the day when I have more creative energy. Because when you're looking at a blank page and you have to fill it with new thoughts, sometimes the words just flow, but sometimes it takes more directed thought. So I'm best at that in the mornings and in the middle of the day. Sometimes I dictate while I walk and then fix it up, edit it into a document. And sometimes I just sit at my laptop or stand at my laptop and do it that way. So yeah, I got a whole new book started. I'm still working on it now, but I have a good start, which is great. At the same time, so there's like you don't just work on one book and it's finished and then you start the next book, because meanwhile, the second book, called Rebel Bear, was finished, but I had to, once I wrote the whole thing from A to Z, I had to polish it up and make sure I liked it the way it sounded. The first time you write the first draft is not always the cleanest, and then I do a second draft, and then I do a third, and usually a fourth. And then I send it off to beta readers, so some of my oldest, most reliable readers who I know can pick up on things that don't sound right or that are inconsistent or things like that. So they give me feedback. So towards the afternoon or the evening, that's what I would be doing, is going back to that book, Rebel Bear, and rereading it, essentially. And that still takes energy, but of course it's already written, right? So it's easier to correct something that already exists than to fill a blank page. So that would be usually the second thing I did in a day, and for a less amount of time, right? Because you just maybe spend an hour or so on that, but I was trying to get it done and get it out. In the meantime, I had the first book, which is totally done and edited, is with the audio narrator, so that when I launch it, it's called Rebel Dragon, it's coming soon, April 26, 2018, so that when I launch it, it will also be available in audio. And there's a lot of lag time in audio, because even when you get it done, it has to be kind of mixed. So that takes 2 weeks just for it. Even after it's narrated and sent in, it takes 2 weeks just to go live, as opposed to a book you upload and it could be live in a day or 2. So my wonderful audio narrator, Kelsey has been working hard on recording it. It'd be quite interesting to hear from her what her day looks like. And she would send me 2 or 3 chapters a day, and that would be my last hour or 90 minutes of every day that I would listen to the chapters and just make sure everything sounded right. And she's amazing. She can read thousands and thousands of words and hardly make a mistake, but every once in a while there's something. Sometimes it was my mistake that was in the script, and sometimes it was her mistake or a tongue twister that I put in there. So that's usually a lot more relaxed kind of work, in the sense of I have a coloring book. I got a coloring book for Christmas, and I color while I have my earphones on and I listen to the audio. But it was a pretty intense week, kind of juggling all those 3 projects. And I'm happy to say the audio is done. The second book that I was polishing up is done. It's off to the editor for final edit. And now I have a week or 2 where I can just fully concentrate on only writing book 3, the Rebel Lion. And at some point then, book 2 will be ready for audio, and this will all happen again. But after that really intense week, I did give myself a week off with my kids. We had spring break, and we had a really nice week in a nice sunny place. We went surfing and just relaxed in the sun. And that I can't do that if I don't feel that I've earned it. So I can say that I earned it, and now I'm refreshed and going attacking the big project of finishing up Rebel Lion. That's all for today. Thanks for listening in. Bye-bye.